How can something as beautiful as this be dying? A plague is ruining the land, but the tree of life still stands. Question is, for how long? End is coming to the new world. The tribes stand divided, in need of someone strong enough to unite them, or bring them all down. This is a story with an unusual beginning. So, let's expect an unusual end.
Fala pessoal, meus consagrados, meus usuários de memória DDR2. Você que tem aí um kit Pentium G4560, 4 GB de memória RAM, e vai tentar rodar o BioMutant. Vamos tentar, né, galera? Vamos fazer um vídeo no canal aqui, pessoal, fazendo gameplay da primeira meia hora, sem cortes, desse lançamento aí, BioMutant. Nós estamos jogando aqui com o Xbox 360, na verdade é um Xbox One X, né? Não é um Xbox 360 não. Vamos começar o jogo, tá? Sem muita conversa, sem muito papo. Na primeira meia hora aqui pra você conhecer a ambientação do jogo, a gente não vai mexer nas configurações, tá? A gente vai jogar com a recomendação do sistema. E aí você pode ficar à vontade para pausar o game, ler as legendas. Se você gosta desse tipo de conteúdo, já se inscreve no canal, deixa um gostei, ativa os sininhos para receber as notificações. Sempre o PlayNoob está fazendo um teste na primeira meia hora dos games e lançando aqui para vocês. Então, sem mais delongas, se inscreve, curte, compartilha e comenta aí. Deixa nos comentários qual jogo você quer que a gente faça aí uma primeira meia hora sem cortes, sem conversa fiada e sem muita enrolação. Bora pro game. Roda a vinheta.
Define your genetic structure. Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your fur style. Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick a class, Commando, Deadeye, Mercenary, Mercenary chosen. That'll work. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choose, but for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice, a reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice to be precise, an echo of balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
That's right. Light is only for those having difficulty seeing what's in front of them. Sticking to the me first path is the only way we'll be going places.
I'm surprised at the change of heart. I believe in putting yourself aside to help others, but helping the dark side is not that, you know.
You can't fight who you really are. The blood is obviously running red in our veins.
You're trying to keep us in the dark here, but you know it's blue blood in our veins and what it means. We have responsibilities. You can't fight the truth.
Right is always right. Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger. Better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die. Close encounter.
remédio no vaso.
The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways.
Roubar aqui as coisas dos enemies. Mal. Os itens todos, beleza. Vamos prosseguindo. Inventário aí, galera. Se vocês querem que eu divertido, né? O game faça tudo completo. Com essa habilidade de novo vai ser um pouco difícil, mas.
Hurt bad. Hurts less now. That's the good stuff.
Estilo RPG, tá, pessoal? Você vai upar, você vai ganhando experiência aqui ao longo do jogo, vai subir de nível e melhorar as habilidades. Consequentemente, aí você vai ganhando. mudar aí, né? Mudar. Ok, não tem muito o que fazer. Estamos no início ainda. Ainda tem uma... Tem os consumíveis aqui. Vamos lá. Ok. Vamos continuar. Nossos oponentes deixaram.
Finders keepers. Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Slash. Flash the slash. Chop chop. Crit. Bangarang. Middle lifed. Cutting edge. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. The sound of spark metal going pew pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Swoon! Personal. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. The scrap keeps piling up.
Coletar os drops. Fecha a porta para ninguém te seguir.
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past.
Qual é que é da cicatriz?
It's a scar you're covering under that eye patch, isn't it? But he would have recognized you anyways. You look exactly like your Muma. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Looper Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. The impending threat of the World Eaters bringing down the Tree of Life is ever so close. He also worries about the Jagni tribe that's actively working for a doomsday and purging of the world. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree. Asks if you are tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here. Sounds like he thinks she does, despite your heart growing dark. There's nothing as powerful as a Muma's love. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here fueling its source of life. You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding.
Nataçãozinha.
You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The nono's ki energy is just what the pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life. Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. He has the feeling the fate of the world depends on it. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy.
Ok. Feliz.
You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots of nono out there that need to be guided to the roots of the pensai tree. Oh, it'll need a continuous flux of ki over the 12 months to come, so countless, he'd say. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree.
Ok. Ficamos por aqui, pessoal. Esse é o início de BioMutant. Bem legal, bem interessante. Uma pegada mais aventureira. Então, deixa um like aí no vídeo, se inscreva, ative o sininho para receber novas notificações. Todos os dias a gente faz lives de Valorant com jogadas noob, bem assim, passando raiva mesmo. Compartilha, comenta aí se você quer continuar vendo o desfecho desse jogo, né? E qual jogo você quer que a gente traz aqui pro canal para fazer aí o início, a primeira meia hora, mostrando aí um pouco de como que é o começo do game. PlayNoob vai ficando por aqui. Um grande abraço e tchau!